Hey everyone, Rudy here. Welcome back. I'm going to make another little series. I'm very surprised that my first series actually, a couple people actually watched it and subscribed to me. I was kind of very surprised by that. I want to kind of take a different direction. I want to talk about a very old set that's very kind of near and dear to my heart. Mostly because of the history, the print run, the way it was done, the style, the artwork, and a lot of little things along those lines. The set I'm talking about that I want to really kind of go over, alliances. No, not the distributor alliances, but the actual original old school set with probably some of the great, amazing art that you don't really see anymore because nowadays everything's a lot more computer generated. Everything's a lot more, it just doesn't have that grainy feel. You know, hey, look what's going on with Ghostbusters, new trailer versus old. People want the old grainy feel. At the end of the day, everybody is looking for usually a very similar thing, and that's nostalgia. People want nostalgia. They're obsessed with it. As people like me are getting older, everybody wants to go back to that, and everybody misses that. But what I really want to focus on is a couple little things, kind of what's going on, because alliances is kind of a weird thing in the investment magic community with some people I talk to, mostly because of the force of will and what's going on as far as the reprint for Eternal Masters of taking a card this long ago and pulling it. The only other time they've ever printed this card was a Judge promo, and they actually did it in foiling, and you know it was selling for $600 to $800 on eBay. The price is already adjusted to around $350 for the foil version. It's lost about 50%, all because of pretty much fear. Remember, fear, ultimate motivator, scares the living hell out of everybody. That's the number one thing that can cause biggest losses and issues and things. So I kind of, and you know, alliances is kind of a set based around, you know, everybody, the value of alliances is dictated by pretty much these. And yeah, I don't really agree with the way the set is currently valued monetarily right now because there's so much amazing things in it, and people don't give it enough credit. It's just all people care about is force of will, force of will, force of will. Hey, Rudy, if I buy a box of alliances, how many force of wills are in each box on average? I mean, really? I mean, come on. Seriously? To answer your question, you can have terrible, shitty luck, and you can get maybe one or two. You can have great luck, and you can grab a great box, and you can probably get maybe 5 or 6 of these in one box. These were probably pushed around 90 a piece if they were packed fresh, you know. Now they're probably around 70 to 80 range. They've lost about 15-20%. You can still open the boxes. You can wear gloves like open boosters. Awesome guy and his family. And if that's the case, I mean, you can send them off for grading. Go for a PSA or BGS 9 to 10 range. And of course, you can probably pull almost 200 for the card. You know, and if you get lucky and get 5 of these in one box, get them graded. I mean, you can probably pull in between 800 and 1,000 if you're lucky. But if you only get 1 or 2 in the box and you're trying to make money just on Force of Wills, you're probably going to go to Hose Town. I really wouldn't recommend it. At the end of the day, you know, I just wish people would realize there's more value to these old, great boxes that people just don't get. And by the way, made in USA, not Belgium. Huh. So, but I just, you know, there's a couple little things I want to point out about the set. Number one, it was a small set. In today's terms, maybe not so. It was a 199 card set versus a 350 card set, like an Ice Age or 4th edition or sets right before it. In addition to that, the printing sheets were very different. They did have common, uncommon, rare, but remember, they were operating on the C1, C2, C3, and same thing with uncommon and rare. Of course, the second number represents how many times it appeared on that print sheet to appear in that slot. So there was a big difference in how it actually worked. I think most people know that who get into this old stuff, but be aware, it does affect that. Remember, this was right after Ice Age, and remember, Ice Age, Chronicles, oh, disaster. 4th edition, just why did they print so much? Really? Greed Monster comes roaring in the front door, hops off the hype train, and literally prints 800 million print run and just slaughters the value. Just dumps buckets of supply and demand all the ants can't eat it up that quick. Whatever. But the thing is, alliances, the print run was adjusted a little bit more down versus Ice Age. So fast forward 20-something years, this was released in 96. We're what, 2016? So we're hitting about the 20-year marker. So I figured kind of 20 years, good time to bring up something like this. The printing is a little lower. It does have, and by the way, keep in mind, Force of Will is an uncommon. It is actually a U2, technically on the print sheet. Meaning in the uncommon slot, each sheet does actually have this card twice. So the best card in the set, which is around $80 unplayed, is actually appearing twice, which is hence why there's a higher volume of them. Which is quite amazing to have an $80 card that's an uncommon, shows up twice on a sheet. Pretty amazing, actually. So, you know, I just want to kind of base that on. This is just kind of the first segment I want to touch on this, kind of introductory to it. And also another thing you want to keep in mind, Alliances was also it was a land-heavy set. There was a lot of lands in the set. And the other thing you need to keep in mind, there's a ton of reserved list cards. All you people out there that aren't just into the game like me, but you're obsessed with it and you care about monetary and financial and long-term growth, it is a heavy reserved list set, which breeds a higher probability of any of the cards moving. So I just kind of want to give an introduction of what I want to discuss with this part of the series, but it's just a very unique set that's in a really special point in time right now, mostly because the best card in the set is being reprinted for the first time in 20 years in an actual set. I wouldn't say mass-produced, but it kind of is. It's a limited set, but it's still a mass-produced set in my mind. So that's pretty much what I want to go with on here. That's kind of the set. Just keep in mind a lot of little things. And like I said, the next part will be up in a second.